What's up, guys? Doing a quick live tonight. I'm here with Victor Galejos. I need to update what your sales are, but in my head, you've done 500,000 in a
Yeah,
year. What are your sales
right.
at about right now?
This last year was 510, so slightly
Okay,
above that. Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
If
Still,
you ain't,
still really killing it with high school books.
heck yeah. If you ain't growing, you dying. That's what they say. So
That's
10,000
right.
more in sales. That's pretty good. I got 8 people already coming in here. So whatever questions you guys have, feel free to ask them below. Victor does seasonal book flips, so high school textbooks, regular textbooks, Christmas
Christmas.
books, summer
Yeah,
books. I don't even
that's
know what
right.
summer books are, but he knows every season that's coming up, and he's able to buy the books ahead of time on Amazon, on eBay, on you buy them from everywhere, right?
Mostly Amazon and eBay, but yeah, I bought a few other places. Yeah,
Okay.
Facebook Marketplace. I bought a few there.
Which
Yeah.
season are you preparing for right now?
Oh, I mean the summer season's next, right? So what you have to think of are books that are in demand in the summer that aren't right now. So like fixing your AC, fixing your lawnmower, anything that's like fixing your lawn, birds,
Do you type
literally
in
things like
like
that.
on Keep Up Product Finder? Are you searching like lawn or like
Yeah,
what?
the lawn care, lawnmower,
Nice.
or AC, right, air conditioner, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Those books are really really cheap right now. Like there's one AC book right now that's about $80 that in the summer will go for like 250, and I'll buy like 10 copies and I'll sell that out before like in March usually.
Nice.
So stuff like that. Yeah,
You also are releasing. I haven't watched the full video on it, but BookMine is the name of the
yeah,
software you created, and you made
yeah.
that yourself, right?
Yeah, me and Joji made that, and together we kind of developed it. It's a online arbitrage software, basically kind of modernizing eFlip and Zen arbitrage. So those two softwares really haven't had any updates in the last like 5 years. And so me and Joji decided, you know what? We've been thinking that other softwares kind of like aren't really up to par. Why don't we change it? Why
Hmm.
don't we make something? So yeah,
What would you say the
we've
biggest
been.
difference is with this compared to like eFlip or Zen Arbitrage, or I guess those are kind of the main two. I guess Keep a Product Finder too.
Sure. I think I give some of the I give a lot of the credit to you actually. You one of the ideas you had was, hey, I think it would be really cool. I've been because I watch your videos, right? One
Hmm.
of them was like, I think it would be really cool if we all bought everything that you could think of in a book down to one score. Just everything you did right. And so that's what this is. It looks at the how many offers, how the new offer count, the
Okay,
used
nice.
offer count, the where the 30-day used offer account, I mean the used offer price was 90 days. I mean everything you can have in as far as analytics comes down, and then we analyze all of that and then bring you one
So,
score, so 1 to
so you
10.
with this software, you can
Yeah,
filter by uh, used offers and historical used offers.
that's right.
Whereas I don't
Right,
think,
exactly.
yeah, I don't think the competition does that.
Right, and it'll tell you whether or not it's higher than what it was historically or actually much lower than what it was historically.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have a lot of questions about that. We got Lala Blink 78 Nunya come in here with just went to Goodwill today, self help section, spent $48 and got only excellent condition, 100K or less. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Did you ever thrift at all, Victor?
No, but I do, I do buy some books from like Facebook Marketplace, but
Mhm.
I think, when I was first starting out in like college and stuff, I did thrift some items and flip them, but not really necessarily books. I started doing books when I was realizing in college like how expensive college books were and how easy it was just to flip them, right? Because like from
Mhm.
one semester to the next, these books I could buy them from college students for like half the price and sell them weeks later for the actual going rate. So that's what got
Right.
me hooked in it.
What's your analysis of this? I'll let you kind of take
Yeah,
this one. 100K or less, $48, spent $48. That's actually probably a ton of profit. Uh,
yeah, oh
what would
yeah.
your immediate analysis be for someone thrifting with those kind of triggers, I guess?
I think that is awesome. I really think okay, so spending $48, it really depends on how many books you got for $48, but all at 100K or less, those books are gonna pop, right? Those are gonna fly off the shelf. I would send those FBA immediately. Like as soon as you got those, put stickers on those and send them off
Mhm.
FBA. There, no question there. That's easy.
Yeah, and I would say, if you're going after 100K or less, you could probably raise your triggers to higher. there's no reason to limit yourself just to 100K or less. You can go a million, you can go 2 million, you can go, upwards of 3 or 4 million if the profit's there. I'm not afraid to buy $100 profit book if the sales rank's 2 million, if I'm only paying $1. If it has at least one keep a sale in the last year or two, then for $1, I would buy 100 of those books and ship them to Amazon FBA. Maybe I have to pay removal fees on 90 of them, but the 10 that sell are going to make me $1,000 in sales, probably a $900 payout, $850 payout. It's worth it in my opinion. So,
well, you put in a lot of work to find that many books. I think you're going to make some really good money. But yeah, just like what Romer was saying, go out, expand it, make it up to the point of 2 to 3 million at least. In books.
Yeah, and that's kind of why the triggers scale the way they do. And maybe you could use this. I don't know if it would really make sense with online arbitrage, but I was talking to Caleb last summer, and he was saying, he sold Scout IQ, but before he sold, he was like, we were thinking about making basically a number that says, what is the likelihood of this book being profitable? And like, what's the chance? So for example, if you scan $100 profit book, instead of it displaying $100 profit, it would depend on the sales rank. So if there's only a 10% chance of it selling, then it would turn into a $10 book, because on average, if you buy 10 of these books or whatever, you're going to, on average, only one of them is going to sell, but it's still $10 profit. So you take 10% of the profit because that's the likelihood of it selling.
I think that's actually really smart.
Yeah, so something kind of like that. Whereas if it was a really fast selling book that's a 50K rank and it's $100 profit, then it would just display $100 profit for you.
Right.
So kind of like simplifies it for people getting started. It was 42 books. Nice. That's
that's awesome.
For 100. Yeah. For a 100K or less, that's amazing. Hopefully you stand more than just a self-help section, because self-help is good, but what I found with self-help is the average sales price tends to be a little bit less. Whereas when you go to those niche nonfiction books, the average sales price can really go up.
Nonfiction and textbooks, those are the two best ones. Yeah,
100%. Okay, thank you. Just making sure they're high profit. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks, Shauna, for coming through. Other questions you guys have, feel free to fire away. So yeah, back to the BookMind software.
Yeah.
Did you said you and Joji made it together, so you're doing all the coding for it?
Yeah. Okay. I made all the coding, but it's me and Joji going back and forth. Like, what should we also add? Because he sources slightly different than me. He'll go like if a book's a little bit slower than what I'm usually used to. He likes those type of deals, and so we really dug even further in the type, like the database, right? So now all a book has to do is sell once a month, and any of those books are on our database. So once a month or more, they're on. And if it was just me, I would have been like, 10. It needs to sell at least 10 times a month. But together, we made, I think, a pretty awesome software together.
Yeah. I'm excited to try it out. I actually bought this book recently. I went to a coffee shop. I was bored one day, and I bought this. I don't think it's the best flip. I actually had one of your students, or I guess you could call them students. I know you don't have an official program, but somebody from your Facebook group. Yeah. I interviewed them. What was their name? Do you remember that? I just interviewed them. They were they made a post about listing on your Facebook group about the listing flow or whatever. And then now they're using a prep center. I reached out to them. They said they learned everything from you. And they actually said this wasn't the best buy. I just kind of got antsy, and it was $5 I think I paid for it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, whatever. But there's a chance I could sell this for 20, 30, $40.
I'm thinking it's Jordan. Jordan?
Is Jordan. Yeah, Jordan.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
he's a great guy, very, very motivated, but also tells you how it is. So
and he's done 60,000 in sales already. So
I'm really happy for him. He's really taking off, and he's getting that model really well, figuring out. Okay, these are underpriced books. Let's go ahead and buy those. So
what I've been thinking a lot about, and I'm not sure if the software can help too much with this, but books that just don't have many offers at all or no offer. Okay. So let's go with the no offers. There's books with no offers on Amazon. Prior to having no offers, this was a good book to sell. It sold frequently, but it's all sold out.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of trigger you can set for those books? Because obviously you can't buy it on Amazon if it's got no offers. But I guess it'd be kind of like an eBay to Amazon kind of deal, but you know what I mean? Like it's got no
That's a
offers.
really good
Yeah.
idea. We have it up to that point where if Amazon comes back in stock with just one, it'll right away show up on our software saying, "Hey, this is really really short supply. There is only
Mhm.
one seller. Go buy
Yeah.
it now." It triggers that, right? But I mean, that's a really good idea. Where hey, if there's even no offers right now, if you could find one book, that's a really good book, and we'll and then include the eBay link. I think, yeah, we could add that in. That's pretty simple. We have the information there. So
Okay.
yeah.
And so are you guys using Keepa or Amazon for the data?
So we're using both Keepa and Amazon. We're putting the two together, and
Okay.
we're using unique identifiers. One of them being the ASIN, and so we're
Mhm.
getting both of those databases and putting it into just one. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome. Victor, congrats on your new app that you launched with Joji. I've had the opportunity to use it and it's very nice, says Olsey.
yeah. Thank you. We've been working on it for a minute.
That's awesome. Victor Avery, I'm Avery's Feed the Beast and Joji's A to A. Nice. If you were both starting as new sellers, how would you run your book business? Anything you would do different as to win? Anything you would do different as to win? Yeah, so I'll let you take that one first.
Sure. What I would do differently is start getting organized quickly, right? Because when I first started, I would just go on Keep It Deals all day and spend hours and not really track anything I was doing. I would just find a really good deal and think buy it, and then but in a year, like 6 months to a year later, when I was looking back, I have not really built anything besides the fact I'm really good at now reading Keepagraphs, but have built no type of business behind it. I'd say that if I'm a brand new seller, every book I'm buying, I'm keeping track of it as if that's a really good book. I need to keep it in my inventory. Basically, kind of think of myself almost like as a grocery store or a gas station where I'm going to have like an inventory, and I always want to make sure to keep those books in stock. So that's how you kind of build, for me, a bigger business, is by keeping those books, because each one of them means a win. So that's probably my biggest difference between where if I would have started, if starting now versus starting years ago.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I would say from a thrifting perspective, so assuming you don't have much money and you want to go the thrifting route or a traditional book selling route, what I would do is just hit all the thrift stores, used bookstores, libraries in my area quicker. So if you have 20 to 50 locations in your area, I would make it a goal to hit those in the next month or two, every single location as quickly as possible. Find out which ones are good, find out which ones are bad. And then at every location, I would speak to either the manager, the director of the library, the friends of the library president, whoever, and I would ask for backroom access. I would get their phone number and I would have them text me whenever new books show up. I would make a list of the phone numbers, put them in a spreadsheet, and I would text them once a week. I mean, I think that alone will put you way ahead of the pack. Whereas if you're just hitting up one thrift store every week and it's not doing too well, like you're already so far behind. You don't even know what areas are good yet. Like, so hit up every location, get the manager's numbers, get the backroom access, and build the relationships. And that'll take you really far.
I think the thrifting way, you got to really get out there. You got to like put your name out there. And I think that's the difference between somebody who's just going to keep scanning forever and somebody
Yeah.
who actually is going to build this business, is literally through networking and stuff like that. So you really got to get out, put yourself above others.
Yeah. And eventually, like if you're really taking the book business seriously, you're going to land a deal with the K through 12 school or a college or a thrift store, and they will hit you up every time they have books. And if you create systems around getting the books, listing the books, repricing the books, you can actually build a real business where you can step back. Whereas if you're just cherry picking all day, you're never going to have that.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there about the BookMind software that I might not be thinking of? Because I haven't really even looked at it yet.
One of them is we also have an Amazon alert feature. So if Amazon just goes out of stock, right, that's like taking out 50% of the your competition just like that. And when Amazon goes out of stock like that in a book, the book immediately or within the next week or two usually starts to spike. So if you're able to catch that really early, you're able to buy it right when it's about to go up, and then hopefully by then we'll be able to flip it, get it back into Amazon and sell it for a much higher price. So that's another feature that we added.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Awesome. How long have you been working on this for?
About 6 months. But we really got into it probably starting like Thanksgiving. Like
What up, Joji?
Doji, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Good to see you both.
You guys been working quietly behind the scenes. Bookmine
We
popped up off out. Did you guys even tease the audience that you were making it?
No,
dude. We've been working on it for months, man.
Because like you were saying, like people are savages, right? They will like try to figure out what we're doing.
True.
So we were hush about this until we were like, you know what? No one's going to be able to build a software within the next 3 weeks. So let's start teasing it now. So I think
that's an interesting take, because at the same time, like I just don't think anyone can really compete with you two. I think both of you are like leading the book flipping world for online arbitrage. Like that, I don't know of anyone else who's like really making content consistently. You know,
Victor and I were just talking about the other day is I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes who are doing it quietly and are successful, but you're right. There's like no one really making content around it.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paco, what's up, man? You. Awesome.
Yeah. Selling on Amazon is really interesting because you have people that put themselves out there, like myself. You got Miles, you got Warner, like all the people on Miami Sellers Conference, like they're speaking, like we're all putting ourselves out there. There's so many people behind the scenes that are probably just like, shh, like shut up. Like, why are you telling all this, to the general public? And they've been selling on Amazon for a decade plus, and they're making good money. But it's just interesting, people only see us, but there's really like all these people behind the scenes, including
tons
like
of other
partner
people.
with Restricted Inventory. He runs a huge textbook business, but he's not out there. It would actually be kind of productive for him to make all the content, because then maybe someone would steal his source and stuff like that.
Oh, you don't believe how many people have already asked us, "Hey, how do you build it?" Or
you'll get that all the time, man.
What's your software code, or what's your software systems you're using? And what do you think? You think I'm going to tell you that?
You're probably getting job offers already, Victor.
Close to it.
I told Dom, my partner and go-to lister, I said, you're gonna get so many job offers at Miami. I'm like, just say no to all of them. People will do that, and I'll be like, I'm so open about it because I know Dom's not gonna leave. I'm like, if you want to talk to him, feel free. Like if you have questions, but he's not gonna build you a software.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I people are already starting to reach out to both of us like that, and we're just like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Yep, that's pretty much it. We're not letting them know.
When did you learn how to code?
I mean, it's what I got as a degree, right? So that's my degree's in computer science, and then I have a master's as an MBA. So together, this is awesome. Plus, I love to do books. I love hustling. Even if I didn't have a degree, that would be what I do all day. That's what I did before actually getting a degree. So the three together, this is perfect. And we've just been working on this all like me and Joji have been meeting every night for countless days.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Victor and I were just talking about like the fact that we haven't really been buying many books because we're trying to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
So,
the struggle is real. The struggle is you start making so much content. This is the struggle of a Amazon influencer, I think, or Amazon content creator. Is you have your Amazon business, but if you don't have it turnkey, then when you go to make content about it, all of a sudden your business starts falling down. And then you're like, now I'm a fake guru. It's a cycle of becoming a fake guru because now your business. So you got to make sure your systems are in place. So when you go to talk about Amazon, you're actually still selling,
And then Romer, have you made it to 500 yet?
Very close. Very close.
Awesome.
We're like 49 away, and we have a lot of trials that are about to expire. So hopefully before Miami, hopefully sometime in February. We'll see, but slowly but surely. David's saying, I'm not really sure if I understand this. Okay, so to start, do you really recommend in terms of services, go to Lister Scout IQ, Amazon Executive Mission Keep It? Yeah, so you need the Amazon Pro account to use any of those softwares you mentioned. Starting out, it depends. If you're going thrifting, Scout IQ. That's really all you need starting out from day one. And then once you get enough books to list, go to Lister, and then Keepa if you're doing online arbitrage. So really you can kind of choose between Keepa, Bookmine, and what would it be? Scout IQ. If you're not going thrifting, don't use Scout IQ. Bookmine and Keepa Product Finder. And you guys have been advocates of Keepa Product Finder for years. So it's interesting that you guys come up with a software, because it must mean that it's better than Keepa Product Finder. Because honestly, when I would watch y'all's videos and the way you broke down Keep a Product Finder, I would compare it to eFlip and be like, I would almost rather use Victor's method for Keep a Product Finder than eFlip. So for you guys to make a software means that you're confident enough that it's better.
Yeah, we took where Keep a Product Finder left off and built farther than that.
Yep.
Like when we're looking at Keep a Product Finder, we're having to turn back like 40-50% of the books. We're wanting to get you so close to just almost every one of these books are buyable that we want to just basically almost buy the book for you. So that's what we did here is we looked at all the indicators that Keep a Product Finder didn't show you, like whether or not Amazon just went out of stock, if it's the lowest price ever, if it happens to be what we think is a really good price based on other analysis that we have of that book. We just have a ton of stuff added. Matter of fact, we're even talked about in the future adding one of the reasons why we turned down a book is because a mega seller is on the listing. Like say like Rent You has just popped on 100 of these books and is going to crash the book. Well, we're going to put an indicator where you can like filter that out. Hey, if Rent You is on that book, filter this book out. Let's not see it. And so we're also going to add that in the near future.
That's awesome. And did you guys? I know you said you were really busy building the software, but did you guys for a while just use it only on your own? And was there like a moment where you're like, wow, like should we even release this kind of thing?
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, so the thing is, it updates every hour. So there's like no possible way that we could get all the books. I mean, unless we had VAs running around the clock, which I guess we technically could, but
you need a lot
there's
of
just
money.
so much opportunity out there. I mean, we basically take all the books on Amazon, bring it down to like the 300,000 books that are actually selling for a somewhat decent price, and then actively search those and basically kicked out like 99.997% of those books, which are not going to be good, and only show you the ones that are good based upon today's price relative to what the book has actually been selling for in the past, whether or not this thing is actually at like a normal supply or a low supply. So there's like all these factors that come together to form a BookMine score. And basically it's, the score goes from 0 to 10. And basically the overwhelming majority of books have a score of 3 or less. So we don't even show you those. We just say that's the garbage. That's the stuff that you would never even want to look at. We're only going to show you stuff that has a lot of positive indicators, a lot of patterns and trends that we notice in profitable books from having sold. I mean, between Victor and I last year, I mean, we were getting close to 1 million sales. So it's a pretty powerful software. And super excited about it, man. Super excited about it.
But when we were building it, we would click on a book and like, wow, let's just buy this now. Okay, let's just stop for a second and buy that book because it was just happening over and over again.
Yeah, we were trying to we're trying to like make training videos. And I'm like, Victor, can you stop talking for a second? Let me just buy this book real quick, and then you can resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome that it like does the historical data, like average price. Did eFlip not do that? Did eFlip not look at?
So eFlip, Zen, and Master Book Flippers are essentially just search databases. Where you have to comb through all of Amazon's books, and then you have to figure out which ones you think are potentially good.
Most
no
of historical data, correct?
Yeah. So no, I mean, so they basically the search data that you can use is like current prices, buy box price, average sales rank. I mean, that's essentially everything you can get from Keepa. I mean, it's essentially just like a worse version of Keepa. I think what we're doing that's really smart is we're taking all those data points and actually using them together. Like, obviously, knowing what the lowest used price over the last year is cool. Like, that's cool. It's also cool to know whether or not the sales rank has been improving over the last year. But like, how come there's no software that puts those two things together? You know what I mean? Like, that's a much more powerful indicator rather than them independently. So,
like if this book happens to be the lowest price ever and is about to sell out, like there's only one more book available. That book, you need to go and buy that book. And so if BookMine just finds that, it'll stick it first up and let our people using it find that book first up and buy it. So that's the type of cream of the crop type of things that BookMine looks for.
Now, it might not be able to do this. I'm just thinking out loud. Are you able to set date range for the historical price or no? Like if I want to look at summer books, can I do like June through August average sales price? And like right now, I guess we would look at, I want the price right now to be below 15. And then I want that average sales price to be above 40 for June through August. Is that possible or no?
So we're collecting data, right? So we're able to matched up 6 months of data so far. So we are able to go 6 months back, but not farther than that. But because like I said, we've been building this for 6 months, but soon we'll have keep going, right? We'll be able to say a year or 2 years and stuff like that. So right now we're 6 months back, but we're making it bigger.
Okay, that's awesome. So you could do that with Christmas books now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's Christmas books on there. We typed it in. There's like 30 Christmas books on there right now that
Yeah,
we
there's tons
both
of high
bought.
school books on there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people have been buying it because we've been letting people free trial it. And I think when we first let people start trialing, I think there's like 190 like high school books that were available
Yeah.
that popped
Oh
up, and
yeah.
then now there's like 110 or something. So it's like there's people out there buying high school books already using the software, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Matthew's saying, is there a training on how to use BookMine?
Yeah, I mean, you can go over to my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Joji Davenport. Just type it in the chat, and I think my 2 or 3 most recent videos are about it. So you can kind of just, for right now, yeah, I mean, you guys can use it for free. We're kind of just in the phase of are really excited to show people the value that it's providing in the marketplace, let people try for free, and just see what they think about it. So yeah, you can go there. You can enter in your email address and get access to BookMine. You can start sourcing right now, and we have a couple of videos. And then Victor, we're gonna go live tomorrow morning on my
That's
YouTube
right.
channel as well. So we'll do some live BookMine sourcing.
Heck yeah, we definitely need to shoot some videos on it for my channel too, just like how
Let's
to use it.
go.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Jane Patterson, what's up? She was one of my students back when I was doing like a private coaching. So you flipping books, Jane? I taught her how to do wholesale, so she's
Okay.
Oh, nice.
doing OA wholesale.
Because we're all 3 booksellers right now. So
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, I would say about $200 isn't unrealistic for cost of software. And the way to look at it is like if you don't plan on making, in my opinion, like over 1,000 gross profit a month,
exactly.
even as like even if you only go out like once a weekend or once or twice a month, like you should be able to crack that much, like about that. And these softwares, what they do is they optimize your time. GoToLister optimizes your time. Scout IQ optimizes your time. Could you do it all for free? Yeah, you could use the Amazon Seller app, but you're just not going to find as many books, and it's not going to be very fun, So
Yeah.
It's going to be much slower.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. It's for time optimization. In the beginning, Victor and I were talking about this last night.
Oh, Levi, my bad.
Yeah. In the beginning, when you don't have very much capital, then bootstrap it. I mean, you could do a lot of the things for free, but you're going to get to a point that once you start scaling, the time constraint is no longer going to be money. It's actually going to be your time.
Yeah.
The way that you get back your time is by optimizing it with softwares that speed up, how many books you can go through, in a day, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, and there's free trials to all these softwares. So like there's no reason why you should be like suffering with the Amazon Seller app in a thrift store. Like download a free trial, Scout IQ.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Jamie's saying, what time are you going live in the morning and what time zone? And that's going to be on Joji's channel. So be sure to follow Joji Davenport. And it looks like it's 6:30 a.m. PST, 9:30 EST.
EST, yeah. So I don't have to wake up as early.
Why is it so early?
I have a son, so I have I've got so he and my wife are the priority. So my book business has always happened between the hours of like 10:30 to 1 a.m. or like 6 to 8. So super early or super late.
Nice.
So.
What did you wrap your year up at, Joji?
I was at 297.
Did you crack 100K profit?
I did crack 100,000 profit. Yeah.
Nice.
Margins are pretty good.
That's awesome. He buys books like that where it's like, hey, buy this book for $15 and sell it for $180 or something. It's just wild.
It's
those type of books he's buying.
Some of the I had a video came out my top 5 flips. Some of them were pretty insane. But one of the differences, maybe not a huge difference between Victor and I, is that I definitely focus a lot more on like just super, super high margin flips. And Victor is more of the guy like, well, I've got all this capital to deploy, like 40-50% ROI is like an amazing ROI for online arbitrage. So he's just like, would I rather just let thousands of dollars sit in a bank account, or I'd rather just get 40 or 50% on it on a book that's actually going to sell? So it's interesting because that's something that we've learned together is like our viewpoint of books when we made the software is slightly different. Cause I'm like, that's like my audience is going to think, oh, that's a 75% flip. That's not that good. But in reality, like a 75% ROI flip that's amazing in online arbitrage. Right. So it's interesting kind of merging like our two communities, but also our thought processes into BookMine. So
yeah, like typical Roma, right? Typical OA, right? Is like 10%, right? It's like at the
end of the day, yeah. On the front end, like we like to stay above 30%, or at least when I did it, stay above 30%. But when you run those numbers, that margin, the ROI drops because it returns and stuff.
Right.
Well, guess how long would it take to turn $100 into $100,000?
Wow.
Well, if you invest in the S&P 500, it's gonna take a long time.
That's
But you'll
true.
get there. It might take you 80 years, but you'll get there. But
So if I had just $100, I would go quickly to thrifting. I would go and start scanning books, probably build my first few $1,000s from that 100, right? So buy those books, send them in, and then build from there. Then take that money and then do away with it. I mean, with books, and I probably get it much quicker that way.
Yeah.
So
$100 is basically no dollars. So
yeah.
I would just get free books.
Oh, very close to it. Yeah.
Ain't gonna last you that long, you know. So oftentimes free books are the best books though, because when you get free books, they're unpicked, they're raw. Whereas if you're going to the thrift store, everyone's already looked through them.
So if you invest $100 and you get 8% S&P 500 in 90 years, it'll be worth about 100,000. So if you do nothing and just invest in the S&P 500, that's how long it would take.
That's actually faster than I thought.
Which is why you know, in my opinion, investing in the stock market and S&P 500 makes way more sense when you have more money, because you know, a small percent of a big number is a lot of money, but a small percent of a small number is not that much. So I'd go with what, you know, Avery said. $100 is essentially no money. So
that's true.
Thrifting, free book pickups, just hustling. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, probably last year I made at least $500 from my laundry room. Like, I flipped there's like a 3D printer that someone gave away for free. I sold on eBay for like $150. There's a couple of books that I sold for over $100 that I got just in the laundry room. So there's like opportunity everywhere. Like, literally, you know, just keeping an eye. I mean, like I said, I live in an apartment complex. People give away free stuff all the time. Like, there's ways to bootstrap it. But
you said the laundry room?
Yeah, there's a laundry room at our apartment complex.
And people just give away free stuff or leave stuff, or
people, there's like a little corner where people just always put free stuff. So people put books there, decorations there.
In this community,
like,
where's my printer? I left it there.
no, the note said free, bought it and never used it. So
nice.
Okay.
So I looked at the model on the actual website of the brand maker, and it was like $250 MSRP, and I sold it for like $150 or something.
Yeah,
I'm like, that literally just paid for laundry for the year. I mean, and that's
I've been sleeping on printers. Like, so years ago, I was doing college closeouts, and now I share it on YouTube publicly. But back then, I was so hush hush about it. But I would go to these colleges and basically buy the whole bookstores, and it would, you know, oftentimes be like 10, 20 grand gross profit. Like, it was insane. But what I would leave is all the printers, and those are a pain to deal with. You can't really FBA them. They're huge printers, but they if you had the space, you could take them. I'm sure they would sell them for pennies on the dollar, and printers sell for a lot.
Yeah.
David's saying, talk to me about the possibility of trading duds at bookstores, McKay's, or Books A Million in the Northeast. I don't even know Books A Million does trade-ins, but maybe they do. McKay's is great. They pay you in what looks like Monopoly money, so you can take your duds. And what a dud is to us is not a dud to the world. And this is kind of why I get frustrated with people that are like, you're taking all the good books. Like, the best books in the world are Harry Potter, you know, Twilight. Like, those are like, if we're going to say the best book in the world by demand, those are the best books. And bookstores will pay for those books, but we can't make money for them because they're selling for $6 to $8 on Amazon. There's no margin to be had. So your duds are not duds necessarily for other bookstores. And McKay's will pay you a lot of money for fast selling books. Is it worth it all to trade in books for credit to buy more lucrative? I would say 100%.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is just have like one or two solutions. So if you're gonna use a buyback vendor, pick one and just send all your books there. If you're gonna take your books to a bookstore, don't drive them to 8 different bookstores and try to monetize one book here, one book there. You're gonna waste all your time. Choose one outlet. McKay's will take as many books as you have and just load them up, abuse the system. And that's a great way to increase margin if you're lucky enough to have a store that pays for your duds.
Absolutely. Cool, man.
Luckily, you guys don't have to deal with duds.
No, I mean, BookMine deals that for us. It takes out 99.997% of books you would never want to buy on Amazon. So it gets 92 million down to about 3,000.
I think one of the last podcasts, Roman, you asked me what do I do with my duds, and I don't know. I don't have those. Every once in a while, I get a book that's mislabeled or is like they didn't put the label on, or it falls off, and I have to send that back. But it's rare. It's maybe 5 books a year.
Wow.
So yeah.
What about you, Joji?
I'm definitely more experimental. So I'm not afraid to buy a book that's never sold before in the last year. So a higher percent. I think in 2022, I haven't done all the 2023 numbers yet, but 2022, sold like a little over 80% of the books that I bought and made like 40,000 profit. And so the 20% that haven't sold, those are books that either I take a loss on or still I think that I can sell them and break even or make a little bit of money back. So
Gotcha.
But
is there any opportunity for storefront stocking with booksellers or not really?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know. What do you think, Victor?
I mean, if you find a seller that is more like seasonal, like I am, it would be good to kind of find that, right? Because that person then has like the treasure trove of those type of books, and you're like, oh, okay, oh, I didn't even know about this Easter book or whatever. There can be some, but for most of the time, not. Like if you're a person who's mostly doing the like keep a product finder, by the time you have sent that book in and it's on Amazon and you found that book on my storefront, who cares? That book dropped like 3 weeks ago, you know. But if you find these type of sellers who are found the best books out there, there's value there. So, yeah,
there's a lot of sellers out there that have some pretty good replans, and like Victor said, there's quite a few people behind the scenes that do really well seasonal books. Yeah, I mean, you pull up their storefront and you basically got a manifest of everything that they're selling. So
yeah, I think storefront stocking is important for like almost every business model out there.
Yeah,
probably every business model on Amazon, even private label, you could argue. Like with wholesale, it's worth it once a month to check the competitors and just filter on Seller Amp by what brand you're selling and see, oh, there's 3 ASINs that I'm not on. Maybe there are already products you have and it's just duplicate ASINs, or maybe there's like a new product. You're like, what the heck is this? And you could ask your supplier, can I buy it too? And so I didn't know about storefront stocking years ago, but it's like once you start doing it, it's kind of addictive.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm wondering, did Miles and Warner, I'm not sure if they created it necessarily, but they're the ones that
but they definitely popularized it to the OA kids up and coming. They definitely like it, but they definitely did not like start it. But it's funny, I talked to Al, the coder or the founder of Seller Amp. He coded it himself too, like you, Victor.
Yeah.
And he was, I actually think, I can't do the British accent. He's like, I actually think that storefront stocking is quite dirty. He's like, I don't like the idea of it. And I'm like, well, that's
you made software for it. Yeah.
That is funny. Any idea how many users they have for Seller? I'm not even sure if they would let us tell us that. But
if you get him drunk enough on the yacht, he'll tell you.
Okay, let's do that. We actually have over 300 people already like trying out our software. So hopefully we're gonna get somewhere up there. I don't know how many of those people are actually gonna join us and be part of BookMind members, but we have that many trial members.
Sure.
We're at 600 right now at GoTo. I'll probably stop sharing it publicly once I reach 500 paid, but we're going to reach 500.
That's awesome.
Shortly.
Yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. That's great.
Hey, guys, right now I have about 3,100 books in FBA. My question is, how much should I be selling each day or each month? Right now, I'm about 150 to 200 in sales a day. So about 10 books each day, 300 a month, 10% sell through, a little slow.
It is. What I would say is you need at least what a good healthy rate is on just an average month is over 1%. So you need to be selling about 1% to 1.5% if you're selling some good moving books, especially if you're selling all those to FBA. And for like textbooks, if you got more textbooks in your inventory, you expect more in January and in August. I mean, January and August, I'm selling 4 to 5% of my percent each day in January and in August. So
yeah.
Make sure repricing strategy is good. Go check out. I just dropped a video with Be Cool. If you guys want to go check that out, Romer the Romer, Be Cool. Like we literally walk through step by step how to set up your repricer, and they don't even require a credit card for a trial. So if you want, give that a go. See if it increases your sell through. Keep an eye on it. No repricer is perfect. It's going to drop prices too low to your liking, but just do what you can to protect yourself. But at a certain point, you're going to want to reprice your inventory too.
Okay. I misread that comment. I thought he said that he was selling 150 to 200 books.
Oh no, that'd be amazing!
Holy cow, that's.
Oh yeah, no, I would be like, yeah, no, you're good. You don't.
I was like, that's way more than 1%. I was like, that's 10% a day. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you want to join? You want to join us?
I want. Yeah, actually,
you guys know Denise Yates? Is she in?
Yeah, we do. I know Denise.
Yeah,
Denise is great.
Let's go. Thank you, Denise.
What's up, the Big Daddy book selling king? I think my wrestlers might start watching my YouTubes, so I got to be careful. They are a trip. Like before at wrestling matches, it's like, how much did you make last month? I saw you on YouTube say this, and I'm just like, guys, go warm up. Like, get out of my face.
That's funny.
So he says, I'm using Channel Max right now. It reprices every 2 minutes. Really like it. Yeah, Channel Max is great too. So starthumble.com, module 5 is my Channel Max. I'll probably take it out and replace it with Be Cool. But because Be Cool is like the official sponsor for my Sellers Conference. They treated me really well. More or less gets the job done. But Channel Max, also very good. Scott Needham told me about that software.
Is Be Cool going to be there in Miami?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Be
Nice.
Cool will be there.
Let's go.
We'll have Seller Amp. Their team will be there.
Okay.
Who else? We'll probably have a few other sponsors pop up. We got 5 official sponsors. Arbitrage Card is a gift card. And he paid for his ticket last year. Now he paid for his sponsorship position. But he sells like Nike cards. Probably not a good fit for your audience, but Nike, Adidas, Apple, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited, man.
Cool.
Yeah, Miami Sellers Conference, everyone's coming up. I mean, it was massive for me. I gotta meet Steve Rakin in person. So I mean, I was a coach in Steve Rakin's program before that. Got to meet him in person. We went on a run. So we're staying at Airbnb. We went on a run one morning, and we're just like, he asked me, he's like, Joji, why do you think people who are wanting to get a VA, like, why is it so difficult for them to cross that line? And anyways, that birthed the VA Academy. So then we built the VA Academy together, and that led to the HVA Masterclass. And so I mean, so much I think it can be attributed to like starting a YouTube channel. So getting out there, putting your name out there, producing some content. I think there's a lot to say for that. There's a lot of potential. And then, Miami Sellers Conference was huge. I mean, paid to go last year, and the return on that investment is, I mean, it's insane. It was crazy.
I know both you guys told me on it. I'm going, right. I'm going to be one of the members up in the front row, talking to you guys. So excited about going.
Excited to have y'all there. I put both y'all on the website, even though Victor, you paid for your ticket. I still put you on the website as a notable attendee because I think what you're doing is really special. And there's not a whole lot of OA book people out there right now.
Yeah, there's not. That's great. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Any other OA bookseller?
You?
I mean.
You.
me and you.
Yeah.
3.
Peter Valley.
Peter Valley.
Caleb used to be. Who else?
Okay.
I don't think anyone else off the top.
Wait, Peter Valley's coming?
No.
Oh, okay. You were just talking about them.
He's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I replied to his email today. He sent out an email about Accelerlist for Scan Lister, and I said they both suck. That's just how I am. I know you got the reply too. No, shout out Travis and Nathan Holmquist. They build good softwares, but ours is better. I probably missed this, but you guys are Victor and Joji planning on capping the number of users on the platform. Are you guys planning on doing that?
I think by nature of being a premium option, it will do it itself. So, we're going to be the premium option on the marketplace because there's no comparison. Like the value is, there's no reason for us to compete on price because the value that we provide is like way greater than any of the other softwares out there that try to do, online book arbitrage. So I think just by nature of being a little bit more expensive, there's probably not going to be a whole bunch of people who are using it just for that reason because it's a premium option. But
what are you going to charge, or do you share that yet?
We're still finalizing, but I don't know. Victor, do you want to share?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah. So right now we have on our website $129.99 to use our software. That's just going to be straight up Bookmine, just the sourcing software, and then we have a couple of other options for group mentorship as well, which I mean we value a lot. Both of us together are pretty big booksellers, and I think at the end of the day, what's going to get you to 100,000, 200,000 or more is the mentorship. So there's a plan of mentorship there, and there's additional plan if you want like some one-on-one coaching as well. So
nice. That's awesome.
We're coming in as a premium option because there's no reason for us to compete on price because, like I said, if we compete on price and we're around the same price as other softwares, then in the future, anyone who comes and looks at Bookmine is just gonna, think that we're the same exact thing. They're gonna commoditize us and basically say, "Hey, what's the difference between this and this?" So there's no reason for us to be the cheapest option because again, we're not competing on price; we're competing on value. So that only leaves us being the premium option. So.
The cheaper customers are generally the worst customers, the most, so, And that goes
And
to
I'm
selling on Amazon. If people buy cheaper products from you, they're more likely to complain. If you're
Yeah.
selling on Amazon, if people buy cheaper products from you, they're more likely to complain. If you're
Yeah.
selling a software, the lowest paying people are likely, like with restrictedinventory.com, we have two types of sellers, or more than that, but we have a huge seller that sends us pallets and pallets of textbooks. Never hear from them.
never
ever.
hear from them,
Yeah.
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
We got somebody who sends one textbook that's worth like $15 net, or not even
Yeah.
net, gross
Yeah.
sale, and they ask us like once a week where their book is.
Yeah. No, and I imagine, Roman, just like you have it with GoToLister, you can only handle so many users without upgrading your bandwidth, right? Your servers, and so we would have to upgrade our server if we get past, let's say, around 200 people. So if we get past 200, we're gonna have to upgrade. We might have a slight pause there, but we'll handle that and upgrade from there. But yeah, that's really what we're thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is like with Bookmine, you're getting us, like you're getting Victor and I, which that's also unique to any of the other like softwares out there, right? Like you're actually to get like weekly live coaching calls with us, which I mean, Victor and I value that a lot. And I think I just think there's a lot of unique things about Bookmine and what the package we offer that it doesn't make sense for us to compete on price at all. So
That's the thing I like about these softwares coming up, like SellerAmp, you guys, GoToLister. Like we have a heart and soul, all of us, because the founders are not only the coders, but they're also the marketers, and we're putting our faces out there every day.
That's right.
Whereas like with Inventory Lab and basically all the other softwares out there, there's sure, it's a great software, but there's no heart and soul to it. Like there's no, like, who are you going to talk to at Inventory Lab?
I can't reach out to any of them if I want something changed or if I run into an issue.
And to my knowledge, SellerAmp, it's him and his wife, and they may have customer service now, but last year they didn't. And it was his wife doing all of it. And so like the heart and soul is them. And then Miles and Warner, who are helping them grow as marketers. So I like that a lot. It makes it way easier to like connect with the audience and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Will Bookmine work in Canada?
Go for it, Victor.
Yeah. So, I mean, the data's there, right? But I've looked at some books in Canada. They're just not as popular. So what I would recommend if you're in Canada is to get a prep center in the US and buy and sell your books here in the US, right? So because you can use a prep center in the US, send the books there, and then send them to the US FBA, and you'll sell your books much quicker. Even the fastest moving books that I'm looking at in the US and over there in Canada are selling maybe a fourth of the time. So
even
why
in
would
the
you
UK,
sell at like a subpar market when the US is there? Not that we're better or whatever, but as far as sales are concerned, the sales here on Amazon are much more popular. So that's what I would do.
Yeah. Factually, it's there's just books just sell way more. I mean, so there's actually some opportunities to source books on Canada and on the UK marketplace and get them shipped to the US and then sell them on the US marketplace, just because of the fact that those books don't move very fast on those platforms. But yeah, I absolutely agree with Victor there. Sell on the US marketplace, it's possible. You just got to get a US marketplace seller account.
Yeah, this is really interesting. To Avery's point, some of those people don't even sell on Amazon, don't understand the business as well. It is incredible how much nuance there is in the book business versus online arbitrage business versus the wholesale business. It's incredible how much nuance there is to the sales ranks, to the workflow for listing the items, to everything. And so I underestimated that a lot getting into software. And that's why I'm so thankful that Dom is an online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, and wholesale seller, and I'm a bookseller. So we can kind of capture those corners of the market.
Right.
But I underestimated like the differences between like a traditional OA seller versus a bookseller in listing. They're way different listing flows.
So Roman, this is a good question for you. Because I imagine you get some customers who are like, I want this new feature, right? I think this feature would be great on GoToLister. And then send it to you. What do you do? Do you think about adding it, or you just put it on the side? If 10 people ask
that's a good point. Caleb made a point. Like if people keep asking for it over and over again, that's a sign you should do it. Okay. And so just wait. Like you'll get one-off requests that just will never come to fruition, or they're just not important enough. Like nobody really wants it. But then you'll hear a request that you think's really stupid, and then you'll hear it over and over and over again, and you'll be like, oh. It might disagree with your philosophy of how you run your business. It might be something you don't even think is good, but because so many people ask for it, for example, condition notes. I always thought generic condition note, list as fast as you possibly can. but a lot of people wanted, more. And so, okay, we should probably give them options. That's actually still in the pipeline for us because I still think it's like not that important. But so many people have asked us for it that we're going to like eventually do it. You know what I mean? So Caleb talks about like eventually the software is going to code itself. Like Scout IQ coded itself in a sense where so many people are asking for different things. And then you just listen to what the people want. So.
Okay, yeah, because we're already getting requests, and some of them are like, "Should we change it?" I don't know, because nobody else is asking for that change, and so the people are happy right now.
Too. You got that loyal Facebook group. Make a quick poll and ask like, pretty unbiasedly, like maybe give like 4 different options for development, and then have them just pick which one's most exciting.
Cool.
Ross says at 129 fee, you would have to sell 1,000 in books to make half your 300, splitting your profit. Assuming the 1/3 rule. What's your opinion on that?
So 1/3 rule is something in the A2A masterclass that I came up with. I was actually talking to Victor about this just yesterday. So the 1/3 rule that I basically taught everyone in the masterclass is if you really want to be confident and conservative in a book that you buy, you should have, a pretty good belief that you could buy that book for about 1/3 of what you would sell for. So for example, if you're coming across a book that's like $15 that you can buy right now, like you should think that you could sell a book for at least $45. And there's like great historical data to support that, right? And it's funny because this is going back to what Victor and I were talking about our margins, our ROIs being different, right? So the reason why I tell people about that 1/3 rule is because most people who come to my channel are newer. So they're in the phase of not having much startup capital, which means that you really have to make smart buying decisions, which means that, if you only have $1,000 to spend on books, you got to make sure that, these books are actually going to start getting the ball rolling. Like you're actually going to make some profit. But the thing is, once you start transitioning out of that and you actually start building more capital, you get to the point where it's actually going to become difficult to find so many books like that. And you're going to have to start transitioning to lower margin because you have all this capital just sitting on the side that's not, doing anything. So I really advocate that in the beginning because I want people to be super conservative. With that said, once you've got quite a bit of capital to deploy, I mean, there's amazing books that you can buy for 50% ROI, 75% ROI. They're going to get, that's an amazing ROI in online arbitrage, right? But yeah, going back to, selling $1,000 worth of books. I mean, if you have capital to deploy, like if you actually can buy a decent number of books, like Bookmind's going to find awesome books for you. You get to sell way more than $1,000 a month. But again, you need capital to do that. Like you have to be realistic with your expectations. I was having a conversation with someone earlier about this as well. Is it like, Joji, I really want to get to 10,000, 15,000 a month, but this person doesn't have enough money to be able to get there. So you also have to be realistic with your expectations. Like, if you can only spend $500, $1,000 a month, you had to be reasonable. Okay, what can you actually get to with that amount? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always an interesting question, but at the end of the day, I had so much trouble when Joji, you did such a better job at creating the course than I did 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like I was just like caffeinated when Steve just threw the camera in my face and I had read the E-Myth. And my whole goal as a business owner has always been to create financial freedom and do that via systems and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
The whole course, the Book Business Blueprint, like actually the first half was pretty good, but the second half, I was just like talking about all these systems, hiring employees, this and that. And I realized most people don't want to be Jeff Bezos. Most people aren't trying to make 250 grand like I am a year selling books. There's a lot of young men probably, but the majority of my audience turned out to not even be that. They were like 25 to 35-year-old people that just wanted to supplement their income like a couple thousand a month. So I always had trouble with like, thinking, I only want to make $500 a month profit. Like, why are you in the business? I still kind of have trouble with that today, but I get it, but I think it's totally doable to make a few grand, especially with the way y'all teach. It's like, how many books is that?
I mean, $1,000. Average sales price for me is like $70. So, I mean, that's like 14, 15 books.
14 books. Yeah.
So, I mean,
and for me, it'd be about $20, but yeah, that's pretty simple.
Yeah. So,
I mean, so I guess
I have that problem coaching too. Like I wanted to be a state champion so bad, and I want every kid to want to be a state champion. And I realized the junior or senior that's like coming in there, they're like, dude, like I'm just chilling. I want to get in shape, whatever. And I'm like, you're gonna be a state champion.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, even with high school teaching, it's the same way. Like, I think we all have incredible drive, right? And there's nothing to say that if you don't have that incredible drive in business, that's a bad thing. It's just, I think we're more the exception than the average. So,
Yeah,
reminding us,
it's like built in us, right?
yeah,
I think about selling books all the time. Like every time when people are like, well, this is hard work, and I never thought that. I enjoy what this book business is, and I think because of it, I've never worked. To me, I don't see this as work at all. It's just really fun. It's like a video game.
Yeah, it's a hack, because if you like doing what makes you money, or a hobby, or like a skill you're trying to pursue, like I love salsa dancing, and so then it, like, for somebody out there, my day would be absolute hell, because I wake up, I work 4 or 5 hours, then I coach wrestling, I wrestle, and then I salsa dance for a couple hours at night. And a lot of people would be exhausted with that day, but for me, very little of it feels like work. Sometimes I have to do stuff I hate in my business, and that's just part of business. Sometimes I don't want to work in my business, and that's part of business too. Sometimes I don't want to wrestle, and that's part of, life. But generally, I would say, like, most of the time I like to do what I'm doing, which gives me the advantage, because Naval Ravikant talks about this. It feels like play to us and looks like work to other people. And that's the hack in life,
Awesome.
Somebody's asking about the yacht. Kari said, I'm coming to Miami. I'm still a brokey. How much is the ticket for the yacht? Right now it's 400 or 500. Can't remember. But we're going to increase the price to 700 pretty soon. So email us at miamisellersconference.com if you already have your general admission ticket and you want to upgrade to the yacht. We can get you that VIP pass. And then we'll announce it on social media, but we're going to raise the price for the yacht in the next week or so. So we'd love to have you there.
Very cool. Yeah, the yacht was an awesome experience. Got to meet Chris Grant. Got to meet Chris there. Clear the Shelf. Got to meet Reezy there. Got to meet, who else? All these guys I interviewed on my YouTube channel, by the way. And I think that really helped me get to the next level because I was able to meet Reezy there. Reezy's an awesome guy, and he agreed to come on my YouTube channel and just do like a 45-minute interview. And that made all the other interviews easy, because if I reach out to someone and go, hey, I just interviewed Reezy Resells, and someone's in the Amazon game, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, this guy interviewed Reezy Resells, so he must be like a somebody.
Yeah, he must be legit. Yeah.
So a lot of connections came from that. So,
and talking about Chris Grant, I mean, that guy is data focused. When I listen to his stuff, I'm like, wow, I think I'm pretty good, but he's even better as far as keeping knowledge. So,
you ever talk to Chris about like OA, like in-depth stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed on my channel, and he also interviewed me on his channel as well. So we talked about OA, and he was very interested in the 808 model and using Keeper Product Finder. But there are things that I learned from him. Like I would even go watch some of his videos, and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't even think about how to use Product Finder in that way. So yeah, he's a really smart guy, really kind. I think he sells himself short sometimes, but he's an amazing guy. And you guys can meet him. He'll be there, right? He's gonna be there.
Yep, Chris Grant will be there.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to catch up with everyone. And
we have a crazy speaker lineup this year.
You do. You guys really went hard.
Yeah.
Chris is clear the shelf on YouTube, Jamie. So if you want to keep a master, go see that man. Victor and I do Keepa for books, right? He does Keepa for online arbitrage, and he's awesome.
Like honestly, he showed me that and Keepa Product Finder, you can actually go negative numbers.
Yeah,
right?
No, that's exactly. He showed me that too. Yeah.
Instead of books that drop 20%, books that increase by 20%, and that's a really great feature to find seasonal books, right? Because if a book just increased 20%, why did it increase 20%? More than likely, it's because this is its hotspot. This is its selling season. Anyway, you have an awesome lineup, Romer, and
watch me
excited
Amazon
about going. Like I said, this
will be his first year there. I love Larry. I met him years ago at Reezy's event. We got Warner, Miles, we got Taylor, and these Warner and Miles have been coming to the event since day one. Like even since the first year when their YouTube channels had like no subscribers, they pulled up. Best friend Taylor Jones, my co-host, he'll be speaking. He did 1.8 million last year in wholesale. We got Tim, we got Amazon Lit, Joji Davenport, Vishal doing 800,000 a month. I need to update this.
Out of Canada. I'm excited to meet Vishal.
Yeah.
I might put all y'all on a panel, or I might just put him and David Chung is coming.
Cool. David's coming. Nice.
Yeah. We just added him to the website. I might put them on the a panel and then put you and Victor or something. I mean,
Yeah.
we might volunteer you, Victor. I might just pull you up since you're
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I'm ready to do it.
And then probably Steve with you guys on a panel.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, Cade is Trevin's brother. Trevin does online arbitrage, not online, private label.
Okay.
But his brother was doing retail arbitrage, started a private label business. But his brother is actually really talented at social media. Like he's doing this challenge right now, comfort challenge. He's doing everything uncomfortable. You guys should follow him, Cade Peterson. He like hitchhiked from Vegas to LA. He did like a jiu-jitsu class, but he does even crazier stuff than that. He like dances in public, asks people weird questions, just like ice baths, does a lot of every day for the whole month of January. He's doing that.
Just kind of like really push himself. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Got Garrett coming. I mean, Garrett speaking this year. That's
Garrett. Yeah. And then, well, these are just people that will either be on a panel or speaking. So I'm probably going to put him with Warner. Actually, I think I have it down here. So here's a panel discussions. Let's see where Garrett's at. Oh, we got Fast Track FBA too. He lives in Mexico, does online arbitrage.
Nice. Yeah.
Let's see, where is who did I just say? Garrett. You'll probably sneak Garrett in somewhere down. We got these kids aren't even on the speaker list, but these are 3 kids that reached 100K in sales in less than 3 months, I think. So they went 0 to 100K. So anyway, like so many speakers here. We had two girls so far. We'll probably get a couple more because we don't want to get canceled.
Yeah.
But, it's
Got to show representation.
Yeah. We got Miami local Alexis, 8-figure seller. Javier, he'll probably be an 8-figure seller one day. But he documented his whole journey in Spanish in Mundo Amazon, World of Amazon, Venezuelan. So
awesome.
Super excited.
So cool. And then David's gonna be there as well. No Matthew or no Caleb?
No, Matthew, I think said no. I texted him the other day, but Caleb has a baby.
Right.
On the way.
I know how that is.
Yeah. So anyway, MiamiSellersConference.com. You guys can get your tickets and see both of these guys there. Also, go check out their software, Bookmine. Is it bookmine.com?
.co.
.co.
Yeah.
.co. Sweet. And we should definitely shoot some more content on that because I'm really interested in that. So
absolutely.
That awesome. We'll take you up on it.
Yeah, website. By the way, we haven't fully launched yet. So the website we're still working on. But yeah, you guys can, if you guys want to try Bookmine out for free, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can just enter email and you can access it for free for
awesome.
I mean at least another week or so, probably.
When's Victor's YouTube channel popping off?
We're making a Bookmine YouTube channel, and I'll be on there a lot more. Plus, I've been on Joji's. I mean, we just made 3 videos yesterday, 3 videos the day before. Yeah. I'm showing up in places.
Yeah.
Are you doing any short form, Joji?
I used to do a little bit short form. I haven't recently done much, but I've done a little bit.
Opus Pro, right?
What's that?
Did I show you Opus Pro?
You did not know.
Oh, I'm gonna show you right now. This is a hack for short form.
Opus Pro. I have to write this down.
I've used it on one of your YouTube videos before. You made a go-to lister video, and I made. I
was wondering. I was like, wow, he made a short so fast.
Yeah, so you just copy and paste it, and this is Reezy told me about this. This is artificial intelligence that basically just looks for complete thoughts. So I'm working on making more complete thoughts, and apparently I'm really bad at it because a lot of YouTube videos I put in, it's like, blah, 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 and there's like no one complete sentence, and I'm like, damn it. But it takes complete thought, makes it a 60-second clip, automatically turns it into a 9x16 reel, which is also good for YouTube, TikTok. I mean, like anytime you post on Instagram Reel, you should post on YouTube Short. YouTube Short and Facebook Reels are doing a lot better just naturally right now for entrepreneurs, according to Gary Vee, compared to TikTok and Instagram Reels. Like the days of TikToks taking off are for anybody are kind of gone. But YouTube is really pushing at least to a couple thousand. A lot of my videos get a couple thousand views in the first day. Nice. So a lot of potential there.
Guys, this is the value right here. So, I mean, I never knew about this. I mean, that's a really small example, but there you go. You meet someone, they tell you about something. Oh, I didn't know that.
Exactly. You should definitely be doing that every time you shoot it because you edit your videos nicely. And you have complete thoughts. So just take a few of those.
You have complete thoughts.
Put them in Opus Pro.
Tomorrow we might have 10 shorts up, so.
Heck yeah. and fair warning, like a lot of them will suck, but it's kind of just like it's like using Bookminer, Keep a Product Finder.
Yeah.
Like it's going to spit out a bunch of their trash. Just go through real quick, look at them. It ranks them based on how good it thinks they are. But a lot of times you're like, holy cow, this is actually really good.
It gives it a Bookmine score, right? Gives it a
Yeah.
Bookmine score.
Yeah, it gives it a Bookmine score.
Wait, is that a thing? You guys have Bookmine score?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's remember I was telling you with the 1 to 10 score.
Oh, okay.
We have a Bookmine score. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Bookmine
so
score
it
is
ranks
gonna
it
tell us-
based on how much you should buy this book, like how much
Gotcha.
of a desire. Yeah.
Yeah. So this has like a virality score. It's like how likely is it to go viral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not
I mean,
perfect, but
I don't know how much time we have left, but maybe the next time we can show you the software or whatever.
if you want to like dive into it like super fast, like you want to share your screen?
Joji, you got a second? You want
yeah,
to
I
do
got it. I'll go.
Okay.
Here you go. Let's see. You want to share? Okay, present my screen. Here we go. All right. All right, you see my screen, guys?
Yeah, let me throw it up there. Boom.
All right, here we go. So we got ourselves a Bookmine score at the top. So the number goes technically from 0 to 10. About 99.997% of books will have a score of 3 or 0. So we won't show those to you. We're only going to show the ones that have a score of 4 to 10. And essentially that Bookmine score is going to be a compilation of patterns and trends that we notice in profitable books, such as today's current price versus, recent sales. So you can see this is a book.
Dope.
This first one right here, right? It's $33. You can see that the most recent sales on the Keeper graph here look to be in the 60. There's some new in condition that they're 70, but it's a good price. Not a great price. It would be a great price if it were maybe like 20, 24, 25. It'd be a great price. It's a good price. It's at normal supply, which means the offer count relative to the past like 6 months isn't high or low. It's just kind of consistent. So we think it's also stable in terms of likelihood to sell out, but it's also the cheapest it's ever been. So those essentially give this book a score of 6, which is like, okay, that's a book that's got a lot of things going for it. So, I mean, you can see how it just kind of dipped here. And so again, you're looking at the last 6 months worth of data. You can see the offer count from the last 6 months to today is basically right around the same. You can see the offer count, before that. And that's kind of one of the limitations right now is when we started, making Bookmine, we only had the data at that time, right? So as time goes on, we'll have more data. But the thing is, like, that's the first book. I mean, I just refreshed it. There's 3,000 books.
And anyways, you can see on the far right there, it was at 7:51 was the last update. So, 20 minutes ago. So that book just came out. And that would be a book I would buy, right? So it would $30 and it's at 70. That's a book that's 50% return on investment.
So then you can go and sort by Bookmine score. And so anything that basically has a score of 8, 9, or 10 is going to be gold. And you basically get to see why that is. They have a bunch of features going for it. Like it has a great price relative to recent historical sales. It might be the lowest ever. You could even sort by a supply meter. So we could say, hey, why don't we look for only things that are in short supply or extremely short supply in terms of offer count now, right? And so those could be books that are likely to do well because I mean, if you have simple supply and demand, if you have less supply available but the demand is still there, I mean, the chances are that book could go up, especially if this book is already at a great price. And I mean, we've got book types, so you can look for high school books, college book, winter books, year-round books. You can filter for books that just Amazon want to stock on. So I mean, there's a tons of things that you can essentially filter by. And we didn't even talk about other things like the search bar. Like, if we reset this, I mean, what's some we should
type in Christmas that we were just talking about it.
All right, let's type in Christmas. Let's see what shows up here. So we got 12 Christmas books. And so you can see like this is that was a Christmas book that did really well last year.
Christmas book. Yeah.
Here's another one that looks like it did well. And so the thing is, not like everything that we're going to show you is an amazing book, but I mean, a lot of these books that you're seeing have a lot of these factors coming together to give it a Bookmine score. And like I said, to get to this point, you've got to be already in the point like 0.001% of books, like to get here. So, yeah, you could look at book type. Like I said, you could look at high school only if you wanted to, and you could say, hey, here are some high school books that look to be doing pretty good. Like here's a pre-calculus book. It looks like it kind of sells in the 130s and it kind of just dropped to 56.
Nice.
You got a book here. I mean, good seasonality. So, I mean, this book just dropped to 25. I guess kind of the new price is at 60 there. So it's a good price, not a great price. But we'll also tell you things like, hey, this is an oversupply. So the offer count today relative to the past 3 months, 6 months is higher. So we, from experience, know that when books are in oversupply, and generally the price of that book is probably to keep going down, might not be the best best book to buy. But the reason why a lot of these are 4s is because they only have a couple of these factors going for them. So,
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a buy list or anything?
Victor, you want to? Not like a. You mean like us personally, like for our own
No,
business?
no. Like if you were to buy, so like there's no because I'm thinking something we might do with Seller Amp that we've talked about with Owl is allowing Seller Amp users to export their lead to GoToLister. So after they purchase it, they click on send to GoToLister, and then it will add it to a hit list within GoToLister. That way, when you receive it or your prep center, what they can do is then go to list and no pun intended, and then it pulls it from the hit list. And like, so you can see, oh, I have $10,000 worth of inbound inventory to GoToLister, and then you can pull it out. So I was just wondering for like reconciliation or if you guys had like anything like that.
No, basically when you buy the book, Amazon's going to keep track of it for you, right? Because you're going to buy it on Amazon, so you'll be able to see it from there. But nothing more than that. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we've got the safe, not safe. So as you know, Avery, if anyone who's been selling textbooks knows, like essentially we also gave you the opportunity to only look at safe books. And this is not perfect. All we would do is just basically kick out the major textbook sellers. So if you don't want to buy a book that's from Pearson, McGraw-Hill, Cengage, like some of the big ones, like you can say, okay, well, let's just get rid of those. And again, listening to the community feedback, one thing that we've already kind of started to see is like, oh, some of the big textbooks, they have, Rent You or Rock City Books or Apex Media on them. Well, we're working on a feature where you could just say, I don't even want to see if it's got Apex Media, Rent You, or Rock City Books. I don't even want to look at a listing. So we're trying to be one of one. And I think even with half the stuff we have, we're already one of one, right, Victor?
Yeah.
What if I just want to look at unsafe books?
Yeah, you can just click on unsafe books and then sell them to restricted inventory.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the freaking Welsh.
I knew that was coming. I was like, you know what? We're about to end this podcast and we haven't played that yet.
Anyways, do you have any other questions here, Avery? Or are we good to? Am I good to
No.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to try it out myself. But I always get FOMO, like looking at you guys do book arbitrage. It just makes me want to do it so bad. And then
awesome.
The other day I spent like 2 hours doing it, and I'm like, I suck at this. Just in the coffee shop, just like drinking espresso. Bookmine is gold winner here, folks.
Oh,
Christian is saying, "What's up? Any news on the price for the subscription? $129 is kind of what they're thinking of. Maybe more, maybe less. Also, can you add functionality to hide the search for a price?
Hide the search. What does that mean? What does that mean? Add this.
Hide the search.
Hide the search.
Hide the search for a price.
Maybe like an exclusive search for him or something. I don't know what he's getting at.
Can you, Christian? Can you elaborate? I'm not. Quite sure. Maybe I'm just thinking about it wrong, but I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I know some people maybe said, "Hey, can I search by price, like between $5 and $10?" Oh, to hide it from other sellers.
How would another seller?
Oh, I see. So only show like, I think what he's asking is, could you only show like a handful of books to one person and then another handful of books to another person?
Oh yeah. Like that would be like a premium plan.
It'd be like Master Book. That's like what Master Book Flipper says. They make their own list and say only you get these 100 and you get those 100.
Yeah.
It refreshes every hour, right? So just be there ready at the top of the hour, and you're gonna get a whole new list just for you, right? That's probably the best what we got, and it updates at 2 or 3 in the morning, around the clock. So
what if you could pay $1,000 to have 1 hour for yourself?
Man, that would be pretty good. You would actually make that money back. But yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. Go work out.
That's good.
That's awesome. By Miami Sellers Conference. Oh wait, we got one person. I've been meaning to ask this. Can the user search by ASIN? Last time I tried it.
I don't think so. I think it's only going to be by title. Yeah, it's only by title.
By title.
But also the thing to wonder is like, so what would be the reason for searching for the ASIN? Because you could.
You just know that. Yeah, you already know the data for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just I guess maybe just to see what Bookmine would rank it at score wise.
You can search it by title. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. If you can search it by title, if you can search it by title, you'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, y'all. Much love. Good night. See you guys in Miami.